It's been too long, so I'm going to give you an update on my 1968 Datsun 520 restoration. I am the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee, without a doubt. It's Sunday afternoon. Here she is back on the frame, the cab and the bed, bolted up solid onto our new frame and chassis. And it's looking good if you ask me. I don't know if I showed you guys where I painted up the bodywork and stuff on the cab. I can't remember, and remember we did this repair. I just painted that with a brush just so it wouldn't rust. I did get the steering column put in it right there, and it's coming back together, the rest of it, the steering wheel, all that. You remember we did the floor, and it's back here in the back of the truck waiting to be installed. Here's a peek of the gas tank. It's installed in the truck underneath. Because this truck is so beautiful, I'm just gonna walk you around it real quick. Let's just look at this thing for a minute. Look at it. You don't see these things every day. And when you do, you want to just pull your wallet out and buy it. You know, everybody does. There's nobody that would pass up a Datsun, I don't think. Not in this world. Let's go all the way around. Oh, today, see, I've got the wiring schematic out, and I've been working just sorting through the wires a little bit. The wiring is a complete mess, and I had to take it out of the sheathing, whatever, loom, because some of the wires were just like one of them would be melted. And so I got to get all that bad stuff out of there. Anyways, let's continue the walk around. The wheels and tires really are going to look good on it once I get the hubcaps on there, the center caps, whatever you want to call them. I painted up this little, and that other side was just like it and I didn't notice it, so I may pop the fender off and fix that up. But the truck is just beautiful. I have been working on the brakes a little bit. Let me raise it up and I'll show you what I've done underneath. Here is the underbelly of the Datsun, and I have put a stainless steel exhaust system under it right there. I'm waiting on 2 clamps. That's all I'm waiting on, and they just refuse to come in for the muffler. The muffler's not stainless steel, but that's okay. I need the clamps for the muffler though. The rest of it's welded, and I just lack a tip here. I want to make sure it's clamped all together. That way it comes off of there nice and straight when I do get done. I took these right here rubber mounts and welded like that. Like I say, it's got to be finished up. And then up there, can you see that up there? Does anybody recognize that hanger right there? That's a sway arm link, and it's like the perfect size, and I had it. And that's going to bolt up real nice too to hold that exhaust on there. I'm happy with my exhaust, but I'll show you something it wasn't like it was. Up here, the exhaust, see, like a modern vehicle, this is how they do. They come down here and they wrap under here and they come this way. And this truck was coming out through here and then make an S and go back. So I just didn't do it that way. I did it this way. Let's walk out here a minute. This is where I got all the pipe to make that exhaust system. It's an old table I got at the scrapyard, and it's stainless steel restaurant grade stuff. Seems pretty good. So all the joints and stuff that I made on this truck, like all the curves and things, I made pie cuts mostly, and that's why they're not real extreme curves, because they're just pie cuts, or I think that's what you would call it. See, I didn't get crazy with the curves and stuff. It did have, see, this is nice and rounded. It did have 2 of these. I used one here, and I regret not using another one right in here or someplace. No, I wanted it for up here to get the axle way up in near the bed. But I think I have it high enough, and if I don't, what I thought about doing is cutting that little section out and getting you can buy those curves on the internet, on eBay or Amazon or something. But the brakes, as I said, got to get finished up. Everything's just got to get finished up. I did start the fuel line. I got it ran through here, and I still want to put some rubber. It's crazy the way they ran all these fuel lines and stuff on this truck, just right through holes like that. I mean, that's the way it was factory. It's goofy. I'm going to put a rubber hose around that, and around here, any place it could possibly rub, I'll do rubber hoses. This is cool. The drive shaft came out really good, and I'll tell you why. If you guys remember, I welded the yoke on it. I don't know if you guys remember that, but but one of the yokes was wore out. So I welded it on there, and I spun it with my hands like this, and I thought, man, that looks straight. I was so surprised how straight it was, and I put a dial indicator on here, like midway, and it's less than 20 thousandths of variance, you know, less than 20 thousandths of it moving. So that's like nothing, in my opinion. If you think about that, it could just be the tube, but also, what's that mean? You're 1 thousandth off at this end, because if you're 1 thousandth off here and 1 thousandth off there, what's it going to be in the middle of this pipe? Could be up to 20 thousandths, I guess, just that little bit. So I don't think that we're going to have any balance issues with that, and if we do, it'll be really easy to balance. So I'm kind of proud of my exhaust. It's not perfect. There are things I'd like to have done different with it, but pretty happy with it. The emergency brakes, I got those started to go on, and they're really strange too. Everything's kind of strange on this truck, I will tell you that. I don't know what else I can tell you about the old truck except for we are really closing in on it. One other thing I don't think I mentioned, I did go ahead, you won't be able to see it probably, but down here on the freeze plug, you remember our leaking cracked freeze plug, I knocked the freeze plug out, I went behind it, put some JB Weld, I put the freeze plug back in while the JB Weld was still wet, and then I put some on the outside of the crack right there a little bit. I really think that's all it's going to take to seal that leak. I really think that, but maybe not. I'll be surprised if it doesn't, but the leak was so small, I don't think it's going to make any difference. Here's a couple little fun facts about the truck. I looked up an advertisement on this truck when it came out new, and they advertised this 1.3 liter engine to get up to 31 miles to a gallon. And then when they switched it to the 521s, which had the different engine and almost 100 horsepower, up to 25 miles to a gallon. So they're saying this could possibly get up to 31 miles to a gallon. That's hard to believe, but I hope it does. I've also mentioned this in the past, this truck will haul 1 ton, which is incredible. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before either, but I did go and get some used motor oil and gear oil, and I used my undercoating gun and sprayed the entire inside of that frame, soaked it down on the inside, because I do not want my beautiful little truck here rusting out. And I do love this little truck. I can't wait to get it on the road, and we'll road trip it. There's no telling how many miles this rig's gonna get on it once I get it on the road. And don't forget, we're gonna get a camper top on back there, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna build one from scratch. I've got one out there, you folks may remember, but I'm thinking just build one completely on my own from scratch. There's your update on my 1968 Datsun 520 restoration. No, my wife didn't off me or delete me and throw me in a ditch somewhere. I've just been pretty busy here lately, but I did want to give you guys an update. More importantly, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if I don't see you from now till then.